Now, what I wanted to know, the really tricky part of our work is talking to the population in such a way that they understand what we're trying to say. And at the same time, we think about indicators, we think about performance. Do you find that easy? Is it intuitive, or do you have to actually think and reconstruct?
Yes, I can say that it's not really easy because technically I can say that in our field of work, English is the most prominent language. I can say like that. So what I usually do, I should prepare something because culturally also there are many differences between, for example, English speaking and also cultural
Yeah.
context in the DRC. So even in the DRC there are not only one context, there are many sub contexts. So you should be able to adapt in Kikongo context, Lingala context, Swahili context, and it's
Right.
not really easy.
What do you prepare?
So the most important thing is the theme of the discussion or the exchange with beneficiary or stakeholders in the field, and then try to find the key concept in all these different languages, so English, French, and for example, talking about indicator, I can translate it in French. It's easy indicator, but in our local language it doesn't
Kikongo?
yeah, it doesn't exist. So you need to find something that an explanation talking that we are you received some support, but now it's important to understand so the result or the effect of this support, and there are some key points that we should look at. For example, when you have been supported as a small or the a small producer, have you been able, beyond all the support you received, to
Yeah.
improve, for example, your revenue, your health status, the education of your children? So it's not possible to talk about indicators,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
possible. You should talk about the reality that can be understood by your.
So for example, let's imagine I'm a Kikongo speaking farmer, small farmer, and I've received some tools and a flour mill, for example. Um, if you want to know how whether it's working for me, was the assistance useful, would you just say it like that, or would you say it in a different way? And how would you call the assistance? What is the assistance?
So the assistance is the support that you received from the project. That's the assistance. So this can take different phases or different ways, but that's how
Yeah.
I can translate it in
In
Kikongo.
Kikongo. And then you basically ask, how did you use it? How much you sold it?
Yes.
And how do you present yourself in that case? If you're trying to, do you say I work for a big organization and I need to know how you're using my money?
No, I don't think that this is a good way. But what I usually present myself as a facilitator. So I'm between the organization that provided support and the beneficiaries.
Wow.
So I'm an independent observer or stakeholder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because you take information and you translate it, you're an intermediary.
Yes.
And do they understand that? They see that is acceptable. They don't think you're a bit nosy, trying to find out, too curious, trying to find out.
No, because the starting point is for them to understand the benefit of the interaction that I'm going to have with them. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what advice would you give to somebody who's coming, who hasn't done, engaged in humanitarian aid, and who feels that they're sort of trespassing? It's not, they're walking into a culture because they want to help, but at the same time they feel it's not quite right, it's not legitimate, do you think that would be okay? What advice would you give them?
Yeah, I think it can be difficult at the beginning, but yeah. So I think that it's the most important thing is to understand why we are doing what we are supposed to do. So yeah, I think
Yeah,
this is something that we can communicate to such person and
yeah,
explain the added value of the
of our work.
yeah.
Should they be learning local languages, or is working in French or English okay, and then working with an interpreter?
So working with an interpreter is not the best option, but that's something that should be done if you don't have any other possibility. But the
Yeah,
most
yeah,
important, I think that the best way is to understand the culture, to start understand the local culture, and
yeah.
also, if possible, some basics of the local
Of
languages.
good manners.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, knowing
yeah,
what is courteous, what
yes,
is protocol.
yes. Exactly.
Yeah, that's one of the difficult things. Okay, so thank you very much. This is Samuel Niki Niki and Emery for Letter C. Please don't forget to subscribe to our network, to Letter C, and keep growing the contacts you have. Thank you.